I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Chief Smith, Chief Harrington, Commissioner Janice Rathman, Council Member Dan Bostrom, Tyrone Terrell, Charles, Pastor Devin, Senior Commander Arvino, all of you for being here. And if I miss your name, I apologize. Today, it's such a great and wonderful day. You know, such an honor and privilege for me to be here today to recognize, to honor, and appreciate Debbie Montgomery. Tell you a story. When I was a kid, growing up in the jungle of Laos, our elders, they protected us. Our leaders protected us from harms. They built bridges across valleys and rivers, and they kept us safe. They cleared the field for us. They protected us from the communists so that we could be here today. And this means a lot to me because when I look at Debbie Montgomery, she's that type of leader who has paved the path for us, for Hmong Americans, African Americans, for whites. Didn't matter. She cared for us all. She led the way. She's been such a pioneer, a courageous leader in our community, and I would not be here without her paving that path for us. So much gratitude and appreciation for her. As her city council person, I feel bad that I cannot do more for her. I wish that I could help her get more than just a street to be named after her. Maybe a building, or right. So maybe that's in the work for the future. But as of right now, I wish I could do more. There's nothing that could replace or nothing that could be equal to the kind of work and the kind of love and passion she's given us. So thank you so much for all of you for being here today. And I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Deputy Mayor Kristen Backman. She truly cares about this community. She cares about our city and each and every one of us. When she first came on board, one of the first things she and I did was got together and sat down and lay out the perimeters and the goals and objective, what we want accomplished. And she's been a true champion and ally in the effort in helping get us vouchers so that our kids can have access to pool. And she's done so much more than just that, but I just want to lay out that was one thing that she worked with me on. And so I really appreciate it, and let's give her a round of applause.
My name's Kristen Beckenman, and the new Deputy Mayor in St. Paul, and I am so proud to be able to be here today as a part of this celebration. The mayor sends his regrets. He is sorry he's not able to be here, but I get the lucky duty to go to things like this when he can't make it. I particularly want to point out Councilmember Montgomery's being a woman and being a leader in the city of St. Paul and all that she brought to that. Obviously, it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to the people that she helped over the years. Those of us who are lucky to serve the city and act in these municipal roles know that we can make all these little sort of quality of life changes, making everybody's life a little bit different and a little bit better. And there are things that you drive by and you sort of say, God, I was a part of that. And I am so glad that there is going to be a sign up with Councilmember Montgomery's name so that we can all drive by and remember the contribution she made to this city and all the many big and small ways life is better here for the folks in her ward and all across the city because of her service. So congratulations and thank you very much. I was about to say, I'm not sure if Commissioner Carter's here, and then she walks up. So I will now turn it over to Commissioner Carter.
Thank you so very much. You know, I could not be here to celebrate Debbie Montgomery and the work that she has done in our community. I think it's a very important moment. It makes so much sense for us all to be here to commemorate, to celebrate, and to ensure that for years to come, we will be able to share with generations the work that this trailblazing woman has done. You know, she is a road paver, so it makes real good sense that a road be named for this road paver. Absolutely. You know, I want to celebrate that since her early childhood in this community, Debbie Montgomery has had a love and a care and has put forth her heart and her soul to work on behalf of our community. She never started, as far as I'm concerned. She's always been doing it, and she'll never stop. So I know that all of you have known her in her various accomplishments and leadership, or I should say many of you have known her from different pathways. You know, some of you will know that when she was very young, she was a trailblazer. You know, she was a speedster where skating is concerned. So she was always out, way ahead. And I appreciate that because she led others into the sports. You know that her academic achievements are high and that she has led others into academics, into achievement for their lives. You know that she has served on the St. Paul Police Department. You know, and people have probably already said this, but I recognize that she led the way for women in the St. Paul Police Department. She applied and competed for that job when there were no accommodations. I mean, they didn't have uniforms, they didn't have locker rooms. You know, they did not have bathrooms for women in that role because it was not expected, you know, that they would be there. So not only for women, but for other diverse people, she has led the way for us in that work. We have to appreciate all that she's done as a city councilwoman, the first African-American female city councilwoman for this area. And that the fact that her heart was in that work as she worked to uplift families, children, our community, our businesses. So I want to say thank you to Deborah Montgomery, but not only for that official work. You know of the work that she does in this community for organizations, for individuals. And yes, her long association with Jimmy Lee, or Oxford, as we lovingly have called it, is something that we want to celebrate with the YWCA in leadership there. I guess I could go on and on and on, but there's probably a hook out there somewhere. So let me just say congratulations on this commemoration with a street naming to our beloved Debbie Montgomery. Congratulations and thank you for your service.
Wow, how do you follow that up? You know what? Every once in a while in all of our lives, someone special comes around. And they do things that, as you've heard the other speakers say, are just amazing. Debbie's a woman of firsts. I met Debbie in 1980. She might not even remember this, but I was working at a local establishment during St. Patrick's Day downtown as kind of a security person then. And she came in with some other cops to help clear out the place, and she came up to me and gave me a kiss on the cheek. What does Debbie do? She said, "Young brother, you need to get on to the police department," and look what you got me into. She also said I could be one of her sons, but anyway, we won't go there. Debbie is someone who has done tremendous things, not just in the St. Paul Police Department, being the first female police officer, first African-American. She's someone that, just as you have heard, is a trailblazer. Look down the block at our fields that are here for our young boys and our children in this community so that they can be here. Debbie was the big pusher, the instigator to get that going. Let's go down the street a little bit and you'll find some extraordinary female housing for young mothers. Debbie was behind that. Debbie, when she was young, and I don't want to steal, everybody's stealing everybody's thunder, was a big pioneer with the NAACP and going to Washington, D.C. and doing different things during the civil rights era. I could go on, but I just want to end by saying this. The one thing that we all agree upon that Debbie is she's been a good friend to all of us. And I'll tell you what, I love you for that. I love you and your family. Let's give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the NAACP and specifically the St. Paul branch at NAACP, we are here to honor Debbie today. She was the youngest member of the national board of the NAACP, and she set that bar very high for everyone to follow her after that. Debbie has always put the fight before her life. She's always been a warrior for social justice. She was had the DNA from the very beginning to be an NAACP member. We're proud to have her as a life member. We hope that she will continue to be involved and hope that she will come back and mentor our new youth to come up to show them the ways that things should be done. This is a very trying time in our community. I'm glad that we're here to celebrate something positive today. But let's remember what Debbie was. She was a social justice fighter. She continues to be one. And we should all strive to have this kind of legacy left for us. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is kind of a good news, bad news thing. The good news is I'm here to honor one of my dearest friends. The bad news is I'm following all these people that have stolen everybody else's thunder. So I will be real brief now, but I just really want to say, you know, Debbie and I grew up together. We've known each other all our lives. It's been a very interesting experience for those of you that know Debbie. Debbie has always been in the role of a leader, and she's done a lot of things for the community. Debbie was a tremendous athlete growing up when we were younger. We all played sports down here at Oxford Playground, and Debbie played all the sports better than all the best male athletes there were down here at Oxford Playground. Debbie was very much looking into the future. When she joined the junior branch of the NAACP, Debbie didn't just ask people to participate in it. She told you you were going to participate in it, and we did. So we followed her lead on that. Debbie and I, again, we've known each other for years, and we've been in the trenches on a lot of different things and support each other. The other thing is Debbie and Robert raised 4 great kids. Through all the stuff that Debbie did in the community and all the other stuff that she did, she was still able somehow, some way, with the help of Robert, to balance her family life and raise the kids and bring them along. The accomplishments down here at Oxford Playground, the building that you see here, Debbie was very much instrumental in spearheading that. Debbie did a lot of things and accomplished a lot of things. And people that know Debbie know that Debbie was a person that really didn't take no very well. And one of the things that people really don't know, that I think that she did a tremendous job when she was on the city council, is the new Target we have in the Midway area. One of the things that, you know, Debbie was instrumental in helping to make that happen. Not only was she instrumental in making that happen, but when they tore down the old Target, a lot of people that worked at Target were from this neighborhood that worked there. Debbie went to Target and not only had them commit to helping people get jobs in other Targets throughout the metropolitan area. The other issue was the reason why they work here is because of transportation issues. She got Target to agree to provide the transportation to get the folks to those jobs. So not only did they keep those jobs, they were able to get to those jobs to keep things going. So then when this building was completed, they moved back into this area and continued their employment. So again, Target kept telling Debbie no, and Debbie being Debbie made sure that our community and our folks in our community were taken care of. So it is with great honor that I want to introduce the person who's being honored today, my good friend, Debbie Montgomery.
Well, thank you everybody for coming out today, and I'm very honored and humbled for this honor. And this corner is very significant to me. As everybody has said, Jimmy Lee, I grew up here. This was when we grew up. Bill Peterson's here, Frank's here. This was a swamp. I mean, it wasn't the rec center that it is today. And Bill and the people that were at the rec center, we didn't have a lot of things to work with. He made sure that we were positive, we stayed involved, we stayed active. And so that was really important for the initial development of myself. But coming through this whole thing, I have been very blessed. I was able early in my life I've been a public servant for 44 years. And I've worked for this city for 44 years as a city planner, a budget analyst, a grants and aids coordinator, first female police officer. But the most important part is when I stand here with my friends and I look out, I've mentored young people. I look at Paul Iovino, Kevin Casper. These guys, they used to work for me. Now look at them, senior commanders. John Harrington, chief of police of 2 different departments. Tom Smith. You know, I don't want to say I build leaders, but I keep my foot behind them to make sure that they're going forward. But I just say that because it is so nice. I've had the opportunity to sit and talk with the politicians of this world, and I'm so happy Senator Dave Durenberger is here. We've had numerous conversations on how this government is running and how we can improve it. To have the opportunity to sit down with Hubert Humphrey and sit at the table with Thurgood Marshall and Roy Wilkins, Carl Rowan, the people that actually, some of them grew up right here in this neighborhood, and a lot of people don't know that history. But I had the opportunity as a young person to sit and to listen and to be mentored by those folks. And a lot of my drive and passion came from the early years that I worked with them and got focused and directed and stayed on task to deal with the things that are out there. There's a lot of things that have to still be done. I'm still going to be at the table. I'm still going to be in the fight. But we all have to join in. This has got to be a place where all of us can grow. As Di Tao said, I was fortunate enough to go to the Watt camp with Mayor Coleman. With Mayor Kelly. And it was just interesting to see the development of the young Hmongs that were over there and that were coming over to our country. To work with the Somali population. I don't know if Omar's here, but I actually had the great opportunity to work with the Somali population when I was on the council and to bring them to the table and listen to their concerns. So it's all about all of us. And this day, to honor me, it's not about Debbie Montgomery. It's about all of what we as a community do. And I'm just honored to be here with all of you. My dear friend Mylan here, who got me into teaching. It's just a great opportunity for me, and I'm blessed. And I can't say enough without talking about my husband of 49 years. We just celebrated our 49th wedding anniversary. I couldn't do half of what I've been doing without his support, and I appreciate that. Councilmember Bostrom, this guy's been on me like stink on boo-boo. Oh, I shouldn't say that on But he kept me focused when I was on the city council so that we could get the things that we got done here. And it's just a great opportunity to serve my community. And I'm just honored that all of you showed up. Like I say, and I tell people all the time, I couldn't do what I did without the experience and the backing of each one of you. I'm here to continue to help in any way I can to make this community and our city grow. And God bless you all for coming, and thank you so much.
All right, so now I want to present the Debbie Montgomery Avenue sign to Debbie Montgomery. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. This concludes our program. If you want to do photo op, we are ready. Well deserved.